Namaskar. As the Executive Secretary of CIM, the Council of Innovation Management, it is my privilege to share a few words about this initiative. CIM isn't just an association, it's a movement, a journey fueled by dreams. It belongs to researchers, to strategists, to institutions, students, and most importantly, to you. The objective of CIM is to systematically develop the subject of innovation management by undertaking systematic studies and research, publications, education, and generating public awareness, with involvement of all stakeholders in innovation ecosystem. I take this opportunity to share the interesting story behind genesis of CIM. For decades, India's R&D sector grew strong, brick by brick, through the tireless efforts of generations of scientists and visionary policymakers. Most of this work was about pushing the boundaries of knowledge, exploring new frontiers, and sharing discoveries through research papers in scientific journals. But around the early 2010s, something began to change. A new wave of expectations started coming from the policy corridors of the government. Now, scientists were being asked to go beyond discovery, to create tangible technological solutions for the real-world problems people face every day. And this shift makes perfect sense. In a democracy, every government has to show how the taxpayers' money, your money, is turning into something real and useful for society. Importantly, it wasn't just about demands. The government also began taking every possible step to empower and support the scientific community so they could rise to this new challenge. Many special types of schemes were created for funding translational research and technology innovations. Technology incubation centers came up in the places of research and education in science and technology. Patenting process was hastened. Patent filing costs were reduced. Technology transfer offices established. Many types of special training programs conducted. Liberalized funding schemes came for research under industry-academia collaboration. Even the Office of Principal Scientific Advisor came forward to connect advanced stage translational research with potential investors. To foster innovation and startups, the Ministry of Education brought National Innovation and Startup Policy and the NIRF Innovation Index. And on their part, the research community responded positively to the government's initiatives. They actively worked to turn their discoveries into real-world applications. Scientists attended workshops on IPR and regulatory matters. They personally manned the stalls of their organizations at technology exhibitions, explaining their research directly to potential buyers of technology. Many research scholars even delayed submitting their research papers to journals, just so patents could be filed first, and several organizations brought in veterans from industry as advisors. Inspired by this strong policy-level support, a wave of young people stepped forward to build technology and innovation-based startups. Soon, startup boot camps began spreading across India. These all-around efforts did improvise the success cases of Lab 2 market journey. However, the success rate remained much below the expectations. The innovations were being rejected in market, even after having brilliant science in them. The industry veterans, with their market sense, could quickly gauge which innovations would work and which not. But they also couldn't tell with clarity which would be the successful path of developing innovations outside a corporate environment. There were honest efforts everywhere, but somehow The results weren't matching the intentions. That was a puzzle. But on deeper examination, a deeper pattern became clearer. Most people were using frameworks that were never really meant for the kind of innovation challenges we face today. Technology Readiness Level, or TRL scale, developed by NASA, is quite popular framework used in several research funding programs globally. NASA didn't need to worry about user adaptability, market validation, or regulatory complexity. It was both the creator and consumer of its technology. That's not the case of innovations in research labs or startups. The design thinking framework, highly popular in boot camps of the startup world, is great for understanding users. But it isn't designed to handle technological uncertainty or patentability challenges. Another is TRIZ, the inventive problem-solving method, a framework loved by engineers and industries. It's powerful, but mostly applies to the prototyping phase, after the management personnel have identified the users and the use case of the innovation. And what is being taught in business schools in name of innovation management is mostly about how to manage the business operations in innovative ways. That does not tell about technology innovations. A few technologists, to their credit, were developing custom frameworks for good applications. Although these were often limited in context or domain, their success in respective domains was inspiring. Everyone was doing something good, but no one was connecting the dots in a structured way for deep tech innovation development. This wasn't just an Indian issue. We noticed similar blind spots in many global programs. Most global models, including those used in OECD countries, Horizon Europe, or national missions, focused more on innovation governance, the policies, incentives, or institutional structures. Those are very important. But what was missing, almost everywhere, was structured guidance to innovators on how to develop an innovation from concept to usable, scalable reality, especially in science and technology-driven domains. That's when a group of thinkers, researchers, policy minds, and experts from multiple domains, from multiple organizations came together. Their mission was clear, not just to solve the problem, but to build the discipline of innovation management itself as a distinct domain of learning. And so was born CIM, the Council of Innovation Management, a knowledge-driven, multi-stakeholder platform dedicated to building the science, structure, and strategy of innovation management. CIM brings together research scientists, policymakers, industry veterans, entrepreneurs, funders, technology managers, legal and regulatory experts, and develops shared frameworks, training modules, evaluation tools, and insightful studies. In its brief journey, CIM has already made a few critical contributions, like shift from commercialization of research output towards research for commercialization paradigm, an integrated innovation management framework that looks beyond TRL, combining aspects of technical, user, regulatory, and business readiness. A four-dimensional approach to evaluating market-oriented innovation proposals beyond just novelty and feasibility. CIM has been critically studying the different aspects of governance and operation of incubation centers and the journey of technology startups. Additionally, the experts associated with CIM are proactively finding the ways to creatively adapt several known frameworks from different sectors, such as Rogers diffusion curve, pestle analysis, value proposition canvas, agile development model, etc., in the domain of deep tech innovation development. CIM is not another scheme, not another incubator, but a neutral, multidisciplinary platform, bringing together researchers, institutions, policymakers, and industry. CIM's primary mission is clear: to design and evolve frameworks for innovation management, because now, more than ever, innovation management must be treated as a specialized domain in its own right. We need it, urgently, to integrate into our research systems so that translational ideas don't collapse at the pilot stage or get lost in paperwork. And there's another equally vital goal: to guide researchers in new directions, opening up multiple dimensions of commercialization, where everyone doesn't have to become a startup founder, because innovation should have many pathways, and CIM is here to help innovators discover them. The founding members of CIM bring with them decades of cumulative experience, working across national research labs, public sector units, and private enterprises. They've been at the heart of it all: R&D, production, HR management, marketing, and technology development, across sectors, across scales. This rare cross-sectional exposure gave them something most professionals don't have: a bird's-eye view of India's innovation landscape, not just where it starts, but also where it often stalls. We're here to make sure India's scientific talent doesn't stay locked in labs, but transforms society one breakthrough at a time. If you've ever asked, "Why don't more Indian innovations scale?" or "How do I take this research to people who need it?" then you already think like us. Welcome to CIM, where science meets strategy and innovation meets impact. On this platform, we will share granular insights, delivered through light, friendly, and short contents. Especially if you're a scientist, researcher, tech startup, or a graduate, postgraduate student, these are perspectives you simply can't afford to miss. They'll help you see innovation through a wider, sharper lens. So stay tuned, follow and subscribe the channel, and keep watching.